We begin today with two horrific events in Texas and Ohio. At least 30 people killed in shootings in El Paso and Dayton.
A short time ago, President Trump spoke from the White House condemning the deadly violence.
Hate has no place in America. Hatred warps the mind, ravages the heart, and devours the soul. We have asked the FBI to identify all further resources they need to investigate and disrupt hate crimes and domestic terrorism, whatever they need. Today, I'm also directing the Department of Justice to propose legislation ensuring that those who commit hate crimes and mass murders face the death penalty, and that this capital punishment be delivered quickly, decisively, and without years of needless delay.
El Paso police have just confirmed another person has died in the mass shooting there, bringing the death total to now 21.
People in El Paso, Dayton, and across the country are struggling to come to grips with these horrific events. And here's what we know so far. Officials promised swift and certain justice in the mass shooting at an El Paso Walmart on Saturday.
The state charge is capital murder, and so he is eligible for the death penalty. We will seek the death penalty.
The attack is being investigated as a hate crime and domestic terrorism. Police say the suspect, 21-year-old Patrick Cruzius, allegedly uploaded an anti-immigrant manifesto online minutes before the shooting. These two men helped some of the victims get to safety.
I found one of them. She was shot in her legs. We pulled her out with one of the Sam's carts, and we got her out of there to an ambulance.
Glendon Oakley is a U.S. soldier who was nearby when the shooting unfolded.
I did that because that's what I was trained to do.
He ran toward the gunfire and started scooping up children running in the parking lot. Police say the Walmart was at capacity on Saturday, full of back-to-school shoppers. And in Dayton, Ohio, a community gathered to comfort each other and grieve Sunday night. Heartbroken by a shooting massacre that killed 9 people and injured more than 24 others in the popular Oregon district. Police say the suspect, 24-year-old Connor Betts, used an assault-style rifle with high-capacity magazines. Nearby officers responded immediately and killed Betts within 30 seconds.
I was on one side of the car, and he was on the other side of the car, shooting at everybody. Like when we ran to the front of the car, he was shooting at us that way. We ran to the back of the car, he started shooting at us there until the officer came and started shooting it out with the guy, and the officer saved all of us.
Police have not shared a motive for why Betts attacked. Maryland leaders are weighing in on the mass shootings, calling for action.
Over the past 2 years, we've seen that our state is not immune to this kind of violence.
WJZ investigator Mike Halgren live at City Hall with the local reaction. Mike.
Lynn and Tim, we're getting strong reaction from both sides of the political aisle. The president has ordered flags on federal buildings to be at half-staff. They are not here at City Hall, but you can see the Schaefer Tower has the flag at half-staff. That is a state office building downtown. Maryland lawmakers are reacting to the mass shootings over the weekend. Governor Larry Hogan tweeted, "We must stand united in our belief that no amount of fear can divide us." Maryland Senate Minority Whip Steve Hershey wrote, "Mr. President, the El Paso gunman is a wicked man. He's also a terrorist, and he's a white nationalist." And Representative John Sarbanes tweeted, "For those who grieve in Dayton, El Paso, Gilroy, and so many other communities in our country, we must deliver actions, not words. Fight hate and racism, ban weapons of war." In the past 2 years, our state has also seen mass shootings at a Rite Aid distribution center in Harford County and at a granite business there as well, a school shooting in St. Mary's County, and the massacre at the Capital Gazette newspaper in Annapolis. Last year, we told you about the Stop the Bleed program. Doctors at Shock Trauma are training people how to treat gunshot wounds.
The youngest kids I've taught were 4 or 5 years old. My 10-year-old daughter is actually an instructor. She's taught for the last 2 years. So I feel very strongly that this is a basic life skill.
The medical community is not immune to it because we're actually seeing this. We're on the front lines.
And we spoke to Dr. Joseph Sakrin at Johns Hopkins, who said gun violence is a public health crisis.
It's important for our voices to be heard because we are part of the solution. When you talk to gun owners, responsible gun owners, we have a lot in common.
Baltimore, coming off a ceasefire weekend, has seen persistent gun violence with 200 people dying in the city this year. And Senator Ben Cardin tweeted that daily and terrorist shootings are a public health epidemic. Live at Baltimore City Hall, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Stay with WJZ for the very latest on the mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton. We will bring you all the developments as we continue learning more about these tragedies.